Well, hello. Welcome to another exciting edition of Coffee with Stephen. So, this week's blog is entitled Hoplophobes. I am tired of your banality. As you can see, I am broadcasting today on Monday, Memorial Day, from my super secret compound in the Chateau de Aliso Viejo. Means I'm talking to you from my house. Anyways, there's been a lot of crap that's happened over the last week. Specifically, I'm referring to the shooting that took place in Texas. Although, to be candid with you, we've got Buffalo that we could talk about. Obviously, you're well aware of the bravery of John Chang at the shooting in Laguna Woods. But for the point of this particular blog, I want to kind of fixate on the Texas shooting. So, as many of you have probably no doubtly learned, there was a systems failure here that it was staggering. Not only did we have a failure to follow safety protocols by at least one teacher at the school in Texas, we also had I can't even articulate this. A complete abandonment of all that we have learned since Columbine, on the part of law enforcement. Save the brave federal officers that actually went in and were initially stopped apparently by local police. We'll get into that in a minute, but as is always the case, whenever there's a shooting, this becomes a cause celeb for anti-gun activists because clearly, it was the fact that the murderer had access to a specific tool that allowed him to carry out this onslaught. That, there's this mindset, this belief system that if the access to the tool didn't exist, then the murder or murders would not have actually happened. It's such a staggering logical fallacy, right? It's somebody that is bent on the idea of killing a bunch of people is going to kill a bunch of people, and whatever tool they have at their disposal is what they are going to use to accomplish their goals. In this particular instance, one of the arguments that I heard some brainstem arguing on the television was, well, if he had only had a knife, then there wouldn't be this level of carnage. What? The guy was alone in a room full of school children for somewhere near an hour. Again, I don't even want to get into that. One of the things, though, that, is something that probably does need to be addressed, and frankly, it's probably something that we should start articulating on our side. You hear from anti-gun activists, including the President of the United States, about the gun lobby, this, huge, sort of leviathan that has financial entanglements in all facets of government and society. First of all, the gun lobby ain't that big. And as far as financing is concerned, while, yeah, a lot of us donate money to organizations that lobby on our behalf, it is nowhere near as significant as the amount of money that's generated by the anti-gun side. And more specifically, the regime that is currently in power right now is anti-gun. All right. I mean, whether or not you believe the election was rigged or not is immaterial. The fact of the matter is they're sitting in power right now. The only thing that effectively protects us and the Constitution from their actions is a small handful of legislatures that are willing to stand up and fight for our constitutional rights. So, in any event, I'm pissed, as you can probably see right now. As I mentioned in the blog, if their real motivation was protection of children, because that's always the trope that gets pulled out on these things, There's a lot of things that they could do that would protect children. They could limit access to the internet for children. That stuff is absolutely vile and without any question. It is affecting the psychological well-being of children. We see that. In fact, hell, actually, even Facebook admitted that. We could take away cell phones from children. After all, when they start driving these instruments of death called automobiles, a lot of them text and play with their cell phones and cause injury and death to themselves and other people. There's no constitutional right to a cell phone. Hell, for that matter, there's no constitutional right for a driver's license. So, there's a lot of things that they could do. If the singular goal was saving lives, there's a lot of low-hanging fruit that they can grab onto to save lives, but that would impact their own lives. Can't have that. They've got to focus on something that's outside of their cultural purview. Anyways, I'm going to take a Valium, but read the blog. I hope you find it instructive. As always, more than ever now, I want you to train constantly, train consistently, train repetitively, and train with purpose. Above all else, stay safe.